Hello folks. Today we're going to use a dummy variable and the grouping method to factor a quadratic with a leading coefficient other than 1. So we have 15x to the 6th plus 19x cubed minus 56. Now the first thing we're going to do is multiply the first term and the last coefficient, which is 15 times negative 56, and that equals negative 840. And I wrote that off the screen. Don't worry, we'll pan to it in a second. So what we do now is we're going to break down negative 840 into all possible factors to find which factor pair will equal the middle coefficient. And so we add or subtract to find that. So now we're going to break down 840 into all possible factors. So we have 840 times 1, 420 times 2, 280 times 3, 210 times 4, 168 times 5, 140 times 6, 120 times 7, 105 times 8, 84 times 10, 70 times 12, 60 times 14, 56 times 15, 42 times 20, and 40 times 21. Now, which one of these factors looks like it could add or subtract to equal 19? If you answered 42 and 20, you are utterly and completely wrong. The correct answer is 40 and 21. But we have to add or subtract. So if we add, we obviously can't get 19 because 21 plus 40 equals 61. So we have to subtract. And we'll subtract 21 from 40, and that will equal 19. Pow. Wow, look at me. A master of ridiculously fast costume changes. Anywho, so we multiplied 15 and negative 56 and got negative 840. And we found that 40 and negative 21 will also equal negative 840, but they also can add together to equal 19, which equals our middle term. So you may be asking what this whole ridiculousness is that we're doing here. Well, we're doing this to change it into a 4-term polynomial. So we're going to use these two numbers and rewrite our polynomial as 15x to the 6th. Oh, that's a 0. Oh, now it's a 6. There we go. Oh, plus 40x to the 3rd minus 21, ignore that 0, x to the 3rd minus 56. All right, so now that we have all this fun jazz going on, we are going to group these by finding out which one of them has a common factor. So now 15x to the 6th and 40x cubed have a common factor of 5x cubed. So we'll group them together. And negative 21x cubed minus 56 has a common factor of negative 7. So we'll group them together and write them like 15x to the 6th plus 40x cubed in parentheses and negative 21x cubed minus 56 in parentheses. All right, so now that we've grouped our 4-term polynomial, we are going to factor out the greatest common factor. So our greatest common factor of 15x to the 6th and 40x to the 3rd would be 5x to the 3rd. And then we'd factor that from the equation and write it as 5x to the 3rd, and then in parentheses, 3x cubed plus 8, close parentheses. And now we're going to do the same thing with the other side. So negative 21x cubed and negative 56, common factor on that would be a negative 7. So you write that as negative 7, and then in parentheses, 3x cubed plus 8. And remember to change that sign in the middle, because if you were to multiply negative 7 and distribute it into 3x cubed plus 8, it would equal a negative. So remember to change that sign. And I don't know if you guys are seeing this right now, but those two equations in parentheses those are exactly the same. If those are the same, then you are doing it correct and you have finally accomplished something. Good job. Now what we're going to do is we're going to finally use that dummy variable we've been talking about. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these two 3x cubed plus 8s, and we are going to substitute them for z. Boom, the last number in the alphabet. And so we can rewrite this equation as 5x cubed z minus 7z. Well, now what we're going to do from this point is factor out this z. So we can write this as z and then parentheses 5x cubed minus 7. Well, look at that. So it's pretty cool looking. This is pretty much the last step just here. All right, so now we have z times 5x cubed minus 7 in parentheses. Now if you'll remember, z actually equals 3x cubed plus 8. This is where we're going to substitute z for that. So we'll write it as 3x cubed plus 8 in parentheses times 5x cubed minus 7 in parentheses. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the complete factorization of 15x to the 6th plus 19x cubed minus 56. You don't believe me? You think I'm a liar? I'll prove you wrong. We can do this by foiling this. So we'll multiply 3x cubed times 5x to the 3rd, and that will equal 15x to the 6th. And then we'll multiply 3x cubed times negative 7, and that equals negative 21x cubed. Then we'll multiply 8 times 5x cubed, and that equals 40x cubed. And then we'll multiply 8 times negative 7, and that equals negative 56. Now we're going to combine like terms, negative 21 and 40x cubed. And we can write that as 15x to the 6th plus 19x cubed minus 56. Well, I'll be darned. That looks exactly like the original equation. And you are done with this problem. Pow, good for you. Look, you're awesome. Wow. Go do some karate because you are so awesome and a totally rad guy. Goodbye.